prophecy of woman and two sticks. The woman and Elijah are prophetic foreshadows of the end times in the story of the woman and Elijah. The woman who trusted the prophet Elijah during the 1260 days of no rain and famines was the woman and widow whose husband had died. 1 Kings chapter 17 verse 10 through 12 says, "So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, a widow was there gathering sticks. And he called to her and said, Bring me a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And as she was going to bring it, he called to her and said, Bring me a morsel of bread in your hand. And she said, As the Lord your God lives, I have nothing baked, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a jug. And now I am gathering a couple of sticks that I may go in and prepare it for myself and my son, that we may eat and die." This woman is gathering sticks. She's asked about bread and water, and she's about to die from famine. This widow woman gathered sticks and trusted the prophet. In verse 14 through 16, it continues and says, "For thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, the jar of flour shall not be spent, and the jug of oil shall not be empty, till the day that the Lord sends rain upon the earth." And she went and did as Elijah said, and she and he and her household ate for many days. The jar of flour was not spent, neither did the jug of oil become empty, according to the word of the Lord that he spoke by Elijah. The woman was fed miraculously with bread for many days during the time of no rain because she listened to the prophet. Revelation chapter 11 verse 3 and 6. "And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over the waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will." And that's the prophet who tells the woman what to do in the end times. That same woman that goes out into the wilderness during the time that there's no rain for those 1260 days. The same 1260 days at the time of the prophecy. Revelation chapter 12, verse 6. "And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days." In verse 14 it says, "And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times, and a half a time from the face of the serpent." So we see this widow woman whose husband had died. Christ, the Messiah, is the husband. He had died, and he rose from the grave. This woman that Elijah spoke to was a woman whose husband also had died. And she listened to him. And she was spared during the time of famines. This woman, in the days of Elijah, gathered 2 sticks. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 10 and 11. "And he rose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathered 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die." You see this woman's gathering 2 sticks? Prophet Ezekiel talked about gathering 2 sticks as well. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 16. "Moreover, thou son of man, take thee 1 stick, and write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel and his companions. Then take another stick, and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, for all the house of Israel, his companions." And verse 17. "And join them one to another into 1 stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them 1 stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks wherein thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes." This is a prophetic foreshadow of the end times, that a prophet has 2 sticks in his hand. just like Elijah and that woman. The woman was gathering sticks. We will gather 2 sticks, 2 branches in the end times. The Gentile remnant of the wild olive branch stick and the Jewish remnant of the native olive branch stick. We'll gather those 2 together, those 2 olive trees, and they will be grafted together as one, taking the 2 sticks of the wild olive tree branch and the native olive branch and making them 1 stick. Romans chapter 11, verse 17 through 24. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree wert grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the root and fatness of the olive tree, boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in. For if God spared not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Behold therefore the goodness and severity of God on them which fell, severity, but toward thee goodness, if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for God is able to graft them in again. For if thou were cut off of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted in contrary nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? This is going to happen again in the end times. The woman gathering 2 sticks with the prophet. For the 1260 days, that prophet will have the woman gathering the 2 sticks. Wild olive branch sticks of the Gentile remnant and the native olive branch sticks of the Jewish remnant. And this is the prophecy of the woman and 2 sticks.